with Frank Sinatra, I would do. I was at the comedy club, and I would do the improvisation, West Side,
Yep.
44th and 9th, and I would do a kind of a parody of Frank Sinatra. I would do "Lady is a Tramp," but I would never end the song a very Andy Kaufman style. You
Sure.
know, that's why the lady, that's why the lady, that's why that lady. I would keep going, you know,
Yeah.
and until it got so ridiculous, it was funny. So I did that. Then at the audition, as you could see, they said, you do Frank Sinatra, you do Frank Sinatra. And then I did an impression of Frank Sinatra. So now they said, we go in, the show's really not working. We need Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
And I fought it. And I said, I can't do it. I'll tell you why. It's
Really?
not, it's out of respect. Your father will understand this,
Yeah.
Christian. It's out of respect. He's a North Jersey Italian American. He's a hero to all of us. And I can't do it. And they kept saying, Joe, you got to do it. So I'm like a good soldier. I said, okay, if I do it, I'm going to do it with respect. I got to do it with respect. And so I wrote Mr. Sinatra a letter.
Oh.
And I said, Mr. S, this is done with respect, and we're going to have some fun on Saturday Night Live. If anything bothers you in any regard, I will cease and desist immediately. And I sent it to his lawyer, Mickey Rudin, at the time.
Yeah.
And I never heard anything, man. I never heard anything. And I started to do it. The character started to grow a little bit. We were edgy, but we were still respectful.
Yeah.
And that was the time where I got an invitation. And I knew I got the okay, an invitation to the Friars Club to a Dean Martin roast, man.
Wow.
Yeah,
Cool
I know that was so what. So I remember going into Eddie's office and I had the embossed Friars Club envelope to Joe Piscopo, and it was Dean Martin roast, and Frank Sinatra was the MC. So
Wow.
now I got to come up with material for that. But I was so nervous. But it was great to go in and meet Sammy Davis Jr.
That's the first time you'd met any of those guys, Frank included? Wow.
That's exactly right.
Wow.
Exactly right. And then I saw Dean Martin,
Yep.
and that was Angie Dickinson, and all the people from my generation when I was a kid that I used to idolize. And then Dick Cavett, my buddy Cavett, took me through the back room where Mr. S was saying hi to people. And then, but I didn't know where Cavett was telling me. He goes, Joe, you got to come with me. You got to come with me. So during this Friars Club, and it was like nuts, you know. It was everybody who was anybody in show business, and he dragged me through this room to this back room, and then I didn't know what I was doing, and I look up, and Cavett had led me right to Frank Sinatra.
Wow.
Like, right there. Now this is my father. This is my father, you know, and I love that you mentioned your father, because my father was my hero, and he told me about Frank Sinatra, and now if you're going to do entertainment, this is the king of entertainment, man. He's Italian, you know. So now I'm staring right at Frank Sinatra, and Cavett goes, Joe Piscopo, Frank Sinatra, and Mr. S, very cool. He just kind of went, hey, how you doing? Very nice, warm handshake. Nice. I froze. I couldn't say a word.
Yeah.
So now, and I'm telling you exactly what happened. I kind of take dramatic license on stage a little bit and change it just to speed it up a little bit. But we go to you'll dig this, because we're on the dais, and I'm like at the top of the dais. Frank Sinatra's there, Dean Martin's there, Sammy's there, Dick Shawn, we used to idolize Dick Shawn because he was like so wacky, and he was like a comic. Milton Berle, you know, like guys like that, Red Buttons, all those guys, all those guys.
Wow.
And I'm up there, and then I can watch Mr. Sinatra, and he goes, here's a kid. He's really talented. He does me. He's Italian. Please welcome Joe Piscopo. Slow motion. Frank Sinatra saying, Joe Piscopo.
That's
it was
cool.
Slow motion in my head. And I went, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. So I got up there, went there. I did a little with Dean Martin. Set wasn't great. The only thing I did good, I went right to Mr. S, and that worked good. 2,000 people. And I said, Mr. S, I like the way you say the word you, like that. And he's looking at me, listen, because he has a Jack Daniels in his hand like this. Your father appreciates. And he's got a cigarette. He's looking at me like this. You know, like it's Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
He's like this with the smoke coming up and everything, you know. And I go like this. I go, I like the way you say the way you say you. I go, I don't stand the ghost of a chance with you. I do like that. The crowd got a big laugh. Yeah. He doesn't move.
Okay.
He's looking up the other day. He goes, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And I said, hey, can I call you Frank? He went, no. That was great. Biggest laugh of the night, you know?
That stays in
there. Like, don't mess with me, kid.
Yeah.
And the rest, you know, was a love affair ever since.
That's
he
great.
used to call me the vice chairman of the board, man. Is that wild?